Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for NASDAQ price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. As usual, we're gonna move into an overview for NASDAQ all-time history on the monthly chart here to see where are we and where are we heading in the future. 1, 2 for your blue count, where you have inside the day 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish a wave 3, of course, in the blue count. In this yellow count, which is mainly, of course, the wave 3 in the blue count, you are in a wave 5 currently for, of course, a more higher prices. This wave 5 is unfinished and still need, of course, several waves to unfold to be finished. As you can see here, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, probably the target for a wave 3 in the blue count, which is the most common target, 1.618, of course, is around the 37,600. However, if we take a look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, we can see that the wave 5 here is kind of like a short. Why I'm saying short? Because your wave 3 is shorter than your wave 1 currently. And of course, you cannot expect a wave 5 to be longer than your wave 3. Otherwise, it is an invalidation of this impulse. What does that mean? If we get a wave 5 longer than the wave 3 here, we have directly to switch to double 1, 2 here and looking for a wave 3, 4, 5 and a 4, 5 towards the upside, which is the highest possibility to come, of course, once we reach this 1-to-1 fib level. Meaning, once the price action will exceed this 1-to-1 fib level at 25,467, we're gonna switch directly to double 1, 2s here rather than being in 3, 4, and a 5. And that's because your 1-to-1 fib level will tell you that this wave 5 until this 1-to-1 fib level is equally 100%, of course, to this wave 3. And this is not allowed, of course, in an impulse. Your wave 3 should be normally the most impulsive wave toward the upside, or at least, of course, not the shortest in your impulse, right? In case, of course, this wave 5 becomes longer, then it becomes the shortest and an invalidation, of course. So let's move inside it on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we can see, of course, this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Your wave 5 is in currently 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to be finished as well. So in case, of course, we finish this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, we can count, of course, a wave 5 finished, of course, before the 1-to-1 fib level. And we can count that this wave 5 in the yellow count has been, of course, done. And, of course, regarding this wave 3 in the blue count as well, we're going to see what's going to happen. Of course, after this, you are expecting a very big correction, I would say, for a wave 4 in the blue count coming next, of course. However, let us finish this first and then we see what's gonna happen later on. Now, in case, of course, that we go on the daily chart, we can see on the daily that inside this wave 5 currently, we are still a little bit struggling in this area here. Is it a correction finished, or are we ready to move for higher? As you can see in this area, we have several waves towards the downside, which it looks kind of like leading diagonal. However, your wave 5 is longer than your wave 3. Therefore, invalidation as well, because it is not allowed as a rule in Elliott wave that your wave 5 be longer than your wave 3. Meaning this has turned into a correction A, B, and a C. A, B, and a C. And in this case scenario, we can, of course, mark it as A, B, and a C here. Here we go. Sorry, the A should be towards the downside, B, and a C, of course, towards the downside, finishing a W, right? Finishing a W, because this choppy wave, if in case it's still, of course, corrective and not like several 1-2s here, which is a little bit less possibility without taking the high. As you can see, the high here are lower than the first high, which is not nice. Opening a triangle possibility. And currently, we are still struggling to break this triangle, knowing that the price action has faked out, I would say, the higher high here of this wave C, because if you are in A, B, C, D, and a E, your wave E took the high. Normally, if you are in such a case, A, B, C, D, E, your wave E is anyway toward the upside, and it is very characteristic for a wave E to fake out and getting out of the trend, like tricking the traders and investors that we're moving for higher, and then continuation toward the downside. So basically, if we are still in this A, B, C, D, E, and we went towards, of course, the opposite side to downward again, and it might be, of course, this is the start of a final wave toward the downside, meaning a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, as this is a impulsive wave, well, we need, of course, to check it internally much more to see if this is an impulse. Well, very probable. I mean, we need a little bit more information here. Well, it can be. I think, yeah, we checked it yesterday, and we said, no, it cannot be because, yeah, it's hard to find a 1, 2 here. If you are 1, 2, 3, 4, your wave 4 interfered with your zone 1, 5, okay, so invalidation directly. So as you can see, you see a bigger, another triangle is operating here, right? A, B, C, D, E again. Very, very choppy for a NASDAQ. Currently the price trying to break this trend toward the upside, as you can see, taken from this triangle. However, I still believe, if it is a triangle here, I still believe that the move should be toward the downside in this case scenario. And that because, of course, if you are in a W and an X finished here, you still need a wave Y toward the downside. And this X is, of course, this finished a triangle probably, and your wave Y might be anything else. It can be a zigzag, it can be a flat, it can be a triangle, but not such a small triangle, right? This is a very, very small triangle. However, if we are starting here a new triangle on the 1 hour chart, that of course open another scenario, of course, for the wave Y. Starting with a triangle, it means, of course, still corrective, right? Still corrective. And that means, of course, it can be a W again, or it can be an A. In very case scenario that we see a wave A as a triangle. And it can be, of course, an A, B, and a C probably to the downside somehow like this. A, B, and a C to the downside, or W, X, Y for a W as, of course, flat or something like this. Your target as a wave Y for a WXY is the following, taken from these targets, and let's target a wave Y and WXY. Here we go. Oh, it was already given. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it was already given. Here we go. WXY inside this blue box. That we would like to hit here. If we are looking for a wave Y here, something else happening, maybe as a flat 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and then continuation toward the downside to finish between this box. It is very, very likely to happen, of course, with this wave. With this wave here. Now, if you take the time taken from the wave W here to the wave X, where it has finished, let's say a time for a wave Y, okay, it needs still a lot of time to finish at least between the 0.618 and the 1-to-1 fib level. So our time required anyway to bottom here, it looks like, we're gonna range for a while in this area, guys, for NASDAQ. It might be a little bit a long range for this wave 4 because, we are in a wave 4 of a wave 5, right? We are in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And regarding what is going on in the global economy, of course, the tariffs made by the Trump administration and so on, and the change in the global economy between the countries and so on, it might, of course, provide us with this type of correction, right? Because the things are a little bit unclear what's gonna happen, what's gonna be the effects of those tariffs and of Trump administration regarding the economy. Very clear reflection in the market, of course, since the Trump took, of course, this administration over, and the start, of course, with the new regulation, the global regulation for the economy. So and I'm not surprised that we're gonna range even for much more longer time here to find some price decision and probably, of course, continuation toward the upside later on. That was it for NASDAQ. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.